Alright guys, how's it going? It's Gaz here on Full Time Devils, and you know what time it is. It's time for me to talk about a load of football players that I've never really heard of, apart from Football Manager. It's time for Transfer Daily. Let's get straight into it. So, first player is a player that's been linked to us for a few weeks now. Felipe Anderson. Let's talk about him. He tweeted yesterday saying, "New year, new opportunities. Be ready." That's literally what Felipe Anderson tweeted. New year, new opportunities, be ready. He then followed this with a bunch of emojis, one of which was, the muscle man, one of which was a rocket taking off, and one of which was a man running. So, you never know. Maybe he's going to be a bodybuilder in the new year, maybe he's going to be a spaceman, and maybe he's going to be a runner. However, some people have took from that tweet that he's joining Manchester United. I'm not having that. That's just a standard New Year message. Maybe he will join Man United, but I very much doubt that has anything to do with it. Standard New Year message just saying, new opportunities. Might be new opportunities at Lazio. You never bloody know. I'm not having that, and I don't think there's any story in that. So let's move on from that. You've got to understand that there will be a theme here, by the way. A lot of the stuff I read out, I will think is absolute nonsense, but you can make your own mind up about that in the comments. Anyway, so the Times have said that Gareth Bale is going to quit Real Madrid due to obviously the change in manager. Zinedine Zidane coming in, Rafa Benitez going out. Now, why would Gareth Bale rather play for Rafa Benitez and Zinedine Zidane? Now, I know Zidane's not got a great amount of coaching experience, but he's one of the best midfielders ever. No one would not want to give that a go. There is no way Gareth Bale's leaving for that most ridiculous rumour. That is just, for that most ridiculous of reason, should I say. That is just the most plucked from the air story going. Oh, Real Madrid have lost a manager. Quick, let's say one of their star players is leaving. Absolute nonsense, in my opinion. Right, moving on from that. TalkSport, who have a mystery source, by the way, in Italy, they have said that AC Milan tried to loan Marouane Fellaini and we've blocked him. So, I don't know, maybe that's realistic, to be honest. If it wasn't TalkSport, I think it was a bit more realistic. But, yeah, so, it sounds about right. AC Milan going in for a player of Fellaini's qualities in the Italian league. Obviously, they're not the club that they used to be, unfortunately, because I love AC Milan. But yeah, that makes sense, and it probably makes sense that United would block it as well, because I do still think Louis van Gaal has some plans for Marouane Fellaini when we need him in games. But that's what TalkSport are reporting. Moving on from that, Metro have gone big on Neymar and James Rodriguez. Neymar is not happening. I'm sick of talking about him. Talked about him all transfer window last summer, and I don't want to do it now. Neymar will not be coming Manchester United. He is part of one of the best front three in the world. There is no reason for him to leave and come to Manchester United. It's not going to happen. Moving on from him, James Rodriguez is a man who is rumoured to have been, to be quite annoyed at Real Madrid at the minute. So look, obviously it's not going to happen in January, but in the summer, look, if these rumours start to build up about James Rodriguez, get a hefty bid in, and you never know, he could be that creative influence that we need. But do we really need a player like him? I mean, he's not a speed merchant on the wings, is he? He's not a winger. He's more of a Juan Mata type player. So is he really the player that we're after? I probably doubt that, especially since it would probably cost us upwards of 60 mil, maybe even budget on 70. You just never know, do you, with transfers like that? So yeah, James Rodriguez, a transfer that could happen if he starts kicking up a storm at Real Madrid, but not in January. Anyway, the Star have also quoted The Telegraph, which is a Dutch newspaper, basically saying that Lukaku, Man United are interested in Lukaku. Look, he's young, he's a striker, he's got Premier League experience, he's scored a ton of goals. I'm not sure that if this report is actually true and we are in for Lukaku, but if we're not, in my opinion, we bloody well should be. I think he'd really fit into our team well, and I'd like to see us go for a player like that. A player of Lukaku, Harry Kane's quality, where they're young, but have already proved themselves in the Premier League. That's what I want to see at Manchester United. Let's see how it goes anyway, guys. It's going to be an interesting month. Anyway, I've been Gaz on Full Time Devils Transfer Daily. I will see you in a bit.
Now, it broke on Friday, it started trending. Everyone seemed to assume that we'd signed him, right? Wrong. No, just because a guy starts trending on Twitter doesn't mean that there's any truth in it or that it's going to happen.